This content is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment, and anyone planning to start or change a fitness, diet, or lifestyle routine should consult a qualified healthcare or fitness professional, because every body is different and requires personalized care. Most people believe muscle is built in the gym, in the noise of weights, in the burn of repetition, but the deeper truth is quieter and far more powerful, because muscle is not built when you lift. It is only triggered there. The real growth begins when the body feels safe enough to rebuild itself stronger than before. And inside every human body, there exists a survival system that does not care about appearance. It cares about protection. And every time stress is applied through training, the body asks important questions. Do we have enough food? Enough rest? Enough recovery? And if the answer is no, the body refuses to grow, because survival always comes before strength. Which is why so many people train hard yet remain unchanged, because they are unknowingly fighting their own biology. When a person lifts weights small, microscopic damage occurs inside the muscle fibers, and this damage is not dangerous but necessary, because it signals the body to repair and adapt. And during this repair process, the body rebuilds, the muscle slightly stronger to prepare for future stress. But this rebuilding does not happen in the gym. It happens during recovery, during sleep, during stillness. And without that recovery, the damage simply accumulates without transformation, which leads to fatigue instead of growth. And nutrition becomes the next critical layer, because the body cannot build muscle out of nothing. It requires raw materials in the form of protein, which provides amino acids to repair tissue, carbohydrates which provide energy so the body does not break down muscle for fuel, and healthy fats which support hormones that control growth and recovery. And when someone trains intensely but eats too little, or eats poorly, the body shifts into a defensive state, where growth is shut down because it senses a lack of resources, and in that state it prioritizes survival over improvement. And metabolism also plays a powerful role in this process, because when the body is consistently underfed, it adapts by slowing down energy usage, conserving calories, reducing performance, and making fat loss and muscle gain more difficult, which is why extreme dieting often leads to frustration and stagnation rather than progress. And many people misinterpret this as failure, when in reality, it is the body protecting itself. And sleep then becomes one of the most overlooked yet essential components of transformation, because during deep sleep the body releases growth hormones that repair muscles, restore energy, and regulate systems that control strength and endurance. And without proper sleep, the body cannot complete the rebuilding process, which turns training into repeated damage without recovery. And over time, this leads to exhaustion, lack of motivation, and even injury. And despite all of this knowledge, many people still fall into common mistakes, not because they lack effort, but because they misunderstand the process. They train too frequently without rest, thinking more work means more results. They eat too little, believing less food will make them leaner faster. They ignore recovery, assuming it is unproductive time. But the human body operates on balance, not extremes. And too much stress without recovery leads to breakdown, while too little effort leads to no change. And the real key lies in consistency, not perfection. And the fitness world often promotes quick transformations, promising rapid fat loss and instant muscle gain. But the body does not operate on shortcuts. It responds to repeated signals over time. Signals of proper nutrition, consistent training, and sufficient rest. And only when these signals are repeated long enough does the body begin to trust the environment and allow transformation. And this is where most people quit, because they expect immediate results. And when they do not see visible change within weeks, they lose motivation, not realizing that the body was in the early stages of adaptation, preparing itself silently for growth. And true transformation begins when a person shifts from chasing results to building habits, when discipline replaces motivation, when actions are repeated daily regardless of mood. And the individuals who succeed are not always the most talented, but the most consistent, because they understand that every workout sends a signal, every meal provides support, every hour of sleep contributes to recovery, and over time these small consistent actions compound into visible results. Muscles become stronger, endurance improves, energy increases, confidence builds, and this transformation does not happen overnight, but gradually as the body adapts to the lifestyle it is given. And this process reflects a deeper truth about human nature, because the body is always listening and responding to behavior patterns, and when it receives balanced signals of effort and recovery, it begins to evolve. And muscle growth then becomes not just a physical change, but a reflection of discipline, patience, and understanding. And in the end, the gym is only the starting point. The real work happens in the unseen moments, in the meals chosen, in the sleep prioritized, in the habits repeated daily. And the body eventually becomes a mirror of these choices, showing not just strength but consistency, not just muscle but resilience. And the journey of building muscle becomes a journey of understanding the body itself, respecting its limits, supporting its needs, and working with it rather than against it. And those who learn this do not just transform their bodies, they transform their mindset, realizing that true strength is not built in a single workout, but through countless small decisions made over time, decisions that align with balance, patience, and discipline. And when these elements come together, the body no longer resists change but embraces it, growing stronger, healthier, and more capable with each passing day.